Hey, John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. I got a question from Johnny that I wanted to answer today. I thought this was a good sort of question. I'll kind of paraphrase here, but this question is basically about what you should do and how to make a decision about sort of what to learn and then what interest to pursue. So Johnny asked me here, he says he's 21, he's working full-time in software development, and he's going to school part-time to get a CS degree. So that's pretty cool. He basically says that there's two types of degrees that he has for his school. One of them is essentially an easier degree, or a science-based BS degree, and then the humanities-based BA degree. And he's saying the science degree would take longer to complete, and it's a harder workload, right? It'd give you more CS courses. And so then he wants to know, first of all, which one of those should he pick, and then also he's got a bunch of stuff that he's interested in. He says here, web, mobile, desktop, database, networking, game development, animation. He feels that it's too much, and he doesn't want to miss out on something. So he wants to know how to narrow down his true interests as well. So Johnny, let me start off by talking about which degree you should choose. This is something that I would say always when you're presented with two roads, choose the harder road. It might seem like kind of contrary advice or kind of weird advice, but the reason why you always want to choose the harder road is because let's say that you choose the easy degree road. It might not prepare you as well as the harder road. Like if you go down the harder road, you're going to be more equipped and more prepared for whatever is thrown at you. You might not need everything that you learn down the harder road, but you're going to be much more likely to be successful, right? Why not do the harder thing? Why not do the more difficult thing and be more prepared rather than doing the easier thing? Not necessarily that doing the easier thing would be a bad thing, but doing the harder thing, always strive and shoot for going the hard road. You'll find that if you choose the hard road instead of taking the easy road, that a lot of other people that took the easy road, you'll be so far ahead of them. So I definitely would encourage you, not just in this decision, but in many times when you're faced with that choice, obviously don't make things harder for yourself. It's not the same thing as saying just do something that's difficult just because it's difficult, although sometimes there's some benefit to that as well. But when given that choice and you have the opportunity to take the harder road that might bring a bigger benefit, go ahead and take the harder path. You're not going to regret that in the long run. In the short run, it might be more taxing, it might be painful, but in the long run, you're going to be happy that you took that more difficult path. Now, as far as narrowing your interests, this is something that's really difficult to do, but you need to pick a focus and specialize. And you can switch later, it's okay, but you need to just pick some area and just go for it. A lot of people spend so much time waste so much time because they don't want to go down one road and they don't want to limit themselves or their opportunities or choices. But that's what life is about. If you want to be really successful as possible, you're going to have to start narrowing down those choices. You can expand in the future as you get more successful. But in order to be as successful from the start, you have to stop from making the biggest mistake that most people starting out do, which is they don't commit to anything. So pick one of those things. It doesn't matter which you pick, right? As long as you focus on that one thing and that is what you spend a majority of your time focusing on. It might even be a pair of things that go together, but pick one of those things. It's up to you to pick what it is. You got to have the guts to do it, and you got to put the other things aside and just go forward in that direction. Like I said, in the future, you can switch directions, take up other interests, but a split focus is killer, and not having, and the thing is, it's not necessarily that a split focus is so much killer. It's that when you have multiple focuses, you're more likely to do nothing, right? I know some people that are successful doing lots of different things. In fact, I do a lot of different things. It's true. I don't have as clearly of a narrow focus as I might recommend, but I keep doing all those things, right? A lot of people can't handle that. Not that I'm special or anything, but I've sort of gone the hard road and trained myself to do this. But a lot of people, you're more likely, if you have multiple things and your attention is split, you're more likely to drop the ball and not get into depth into any one thing. So focus on one thing, go all the way, pick the hard path. Don't be afraid of the hard path, and let's see where you end up. But hopefully this has been helpful to you. Thanks for watching this video. If you like these videos, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care.